Hey, what's up guys? It's Pedro here from NoobCoder.com, and in this tutorial I want to talk about the else if statement as well as the else statement. So in the last tutorial we talked about we just started talking about conditionals, which is an if statement. So conditionals only get evaluated if they are true, if a certain condition is met. So if I run this from last, you see we don't get anything because this evaluates the false. But what happens if if something evaluates the false and we want another block of code to get executed? Well, that leaves us with the else statement. So I could say sysout, and since this is number is greater than 4, I'll just say number is less than 4. Control S. Let's run it. So we get this output, number is less than 4. So why do we get that? Well, because number is 5. Is 5 less than 4? No. This evaluates the false, then kicks out to the else statement. So the else always executes if all our if statements and else if statements evaluate to false. So we haven't even talked about the else if, so let's bring that into the equation so it makes more sense. So basically the way this works is I always need an if statement for the else and the else if statements in order to use those. So if I say else if and I have these parentheses, now I need to put an expression that evaluates the true or false, just like our if statement. So I could say number is equal to 4. Put these blocks, and I can say number is equal to 4. Control S to save, run it. Now you don't see anything changing. Why? Because number is equal to 5. So this is not true. So if I change this to 4, run it, you'll see that we get the output number is equal to 4. So this is a fall through system. And what I mean by fall through system, first we have the if statement. If this is false, go to else if. If this is false, if I add another else if, let's say if number is, trying to give you a good example. Okay, let's say if number modulus 2 is equal to 0, then I want to print out number is even. Number is even. So if you remember from our previous tutorials, the modulus operator checks the remainder. And any number divided by 2 that has a remainder of 0 is an even number. So if I run this, we get number is equal to 4. Now you realize, so you might be saying, hey, wait a second. This is true also, right? 4 divided by 2 is 2, remainder 0. So why didn't this print out? Well, it's because it's a fall through system. So if this is false, check if this is true. If this is true, kick me out of the loop. I don't care what's underneath this else if statement if this is true. If this is true, execute this code, move on with my life. I go down here now. So let's give an example where our second else if statement would execute. So if I change this to 6, Control S to save, run it, we get number is even. Why? Okay, let's look at this. Is 6 less than 4? No, false. Get rid of that. Is 6 equal to 4? False. Get rid of that. Is 6 an even number? Yes, 6 divided by 2 is 3, remainder is equal to 0. So it's a fall through system. Basically, if any of these are true, execute it and jump out. And if all of these are false, that means go to the else statement. So that pretty much wraps up this tutorial, and I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Like, comment, subscribe.